This coverage is brought to you by Rami Rent.
Hello and welcome, disc golf fans, to the 2022 Copenhagen Open, powered by Prodigy Disc and Disc Connection, as well as NBDG and Rami Rent. I'm your host, Nate Perkins, and I'm joined here today with my good friend and co-founder of You Play Disc Golf, Zoe Andyke.
Thank you for having us here for the inaugural European Pro Tour. Let's take a look at the standings. We've got Rachel Turton sitting in a commanding lead after the first half of round 2 at +4. Heidi, Laine, +11, and Camilla, +13. Let's see how these females attack the back 9 for round 2. Starting off hot on hole 10, another par 4, 130 meters. Look at this fairway. I mean, I would imagine that just getting the fly through was tough because of how wooded this fairway actually is. Taking complete accuracy to get your first placement shot, and then taking a right-hand turn to approach the green, which is actually a little more open compared to some of the other holes on this course, but just getting to it is the challenge. Camilla with the box here.
Ooh, that's a good looking line right there. Just hyzers off a little too early.
Favorable tree kick back to the middle of the fairway though. Rachel is opting with the forehand play, also getting a favorable kiss off of that tree right-hand side.
Pretty good kick. Heidi, opting for the straight to turnover line. Ooh, look at this, Zoe.
Laced
and
line.
Check up right there. Oh, she's pushed past the gap just a little bit, but she might have a look from there.
There's fantastic power and good control on that drive, though.
All right, and she is just trying to make it out of the forest. So many small trees in her way.
Although this hole 10 is a par 4, only averaging just 0.3 over par, so not one of the more difficult par 4s.
Yeah, only 130 meters. It's just so technical for the first 60 meters or so. Skip.
Looks to be at the circle's edge there for Heidi. Ooh. Nice little skip shot. And just looking to place it under the basket. Hits the basket.
Bing.
No problem there.
Love that sound.
Me too. Drawing metal always makes you smile.
Hey, D just opted to lay that one up.
She was actually in circle 2. Pardon me, I thought she had made it to circle 1 there. Solid par for Rachel. Just 2 over on the round. Rachel is playing solid. Another tap in par for Heidi. And Camilla.
All right, moving into hole 11, par 3, 71 meters. There is an OB lake marked by the white flags on that left side. This basket is sitting up on this mound. You really want to get this one close.
The putt will provide challenges with that steep of a mound.
Quite a bit less wind than we saw during that opening round. Hold. Oh, look at this, though.
On the
Hit that mount. All right.
Great shot. She faced it.
Inside 5 meters, looking straight up into the chains.
A versatile player here, Rachel Turton. I wasn't sure if she was lining up the sidearm or the backhand, and it looks like she's choosing the backhand. No run up, just a controlled shot.
Yeah.
Well placed.
Inside the circle.
Mm-hmm. Heidi checking for any wind. Also opting that controlled shot from the front of the tee pad with no run up. Got some snap on it, I hear.
Yeah, she hits him hard. She's impressive. Furthest away, she's looking at a headwind putt about 8 meters. See if she chooses to run this one, Zoe. She's looking straight at the OB.
And it looked like she opted for laying it up there, but slid just past it. Again, such a steep mound. Rachel's not messing around, just looking for the tap in. The only one with a safe and solid bid, just chaining out left. Sounds like the wind is picking up though now.
Yeah, she's got a tough right to left. What a tough hole for Heidi. Camilla with the last chance at a birdie here. As she shook her head, said, nope, don't want any of that headwind with that OB behind it. I can't blame her. I mean, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it.
And that is a big decision for a player to make. If you don't have that confidence, you ought to lay it up. A direct headwind here for Rachel. She cleans up with her par. Unfortunate double bogey there for Heidi. And we'll be back after a word from our sponsors. Returning back here on hole 12, another par 4. It's 205 meters. This one is playing very difficult for the field, averaging a 5.5 scoring. Oh, so that's a stroke and a half over par. And you can see from our flyover the difficulty that this hole is posing a challenge for our players.
And Camilla trying to shorten the hole, and she finds the gap this time. Well thrown. Rachel lining up the D1 through that same gap.
Clipping some early low-hanging ceiling, but still getting out in the open. Heidi taking a different approach. Released it just a bit high, and look at that roll away. Now a tough couple of gaps to choose from and get out of. Not quite.
and she's forced to throw another forehand.
This will be Heidi's third shot on hole 12. No. Still obstructed, just trying to get to the open. And
Tough hole for Heidi.
very tough.
Good looking shot there, just pushed a little long.
And it looks like we've found the gap here. Good position there for Camilla.
Oh, what a shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sending it all the way up that approach.
Yeah, she was forced to throw a few forehands in a row, but the backhand is certainly her specialty. Camilla hyzering off a bit there, but ooh, a little fortunate. Roll out. Come on.
Can hear the card celebrating with her. And Rachel's going to have to put some angle on this sidearm.
And we'll see just how obstructed she is in there. Oh, she has a little bit of a window.
Lining it up, gathering her focus, and not quite. So obstructed, such a tight tunnel to get out of. In the heart, a very important putt there for Heidi. A double bogey, but at least minimizing the damage right there, making a clutch putt.
And we've seen that miss from her a few times. She gets that putter up nice and flat, just maybe a tad early out of the hand, missing on that low left side.
Cleaning up her par. And the double bogey also there for Rachel Turton.
All right, and we are moving into hole 13, par 3, 75 meters. Sidewalk and beyond is out of bounds. Speed control very important on this tee shot.
Although it starts open off the tee box, the line becomes pretty tight pretty quickly.
Boom! That's a park job for Camilla. Well thrown.
Stress-free tap and birdie all day.
Oh, we haven't seen this route yet, Zoe. Backside. Okay, she's just inside the circle there.
I like seeing the alternate route there by Rachel. And Haley's specialty, a little bit of flip up.
Oh, and that was on a beeline for the basket, Zoe. Gets that kick down into the left, but she stays safe.
All three of our players finding themselves inbounds. And just a little bit of cleanup here for Heidi. A little jump putt bid.
That was online the entire way.
For her par. Nice and easy. Following that disc all the way through, making sure it stays.
I feel you, Heidi. I feel that. You know, good tip for you guys out there is to just let go of the results. Just forget about what the putt is for, whether it's for birdie or for par or for double bogey. Just free yourself up from what the results mean.
And we're moving into hole 14. Another par 4, 189 meters long. We've got the main initial gap that the drone is flying us through here. Get a little more open airspace, but still placement is so important when you get into this tight approach to the green.
Yeah, not much room for error on that approach there.
Gets a good distance up the fairway. We'll see what that second shot leaves Camilla.
And that was a rip right there.
Good power on that.
That was one of the better drives of the day so far.
Well placed in this par 4 fairway.
Let's see if Heidi can match, and she just smoked that one. It flipped up a little too much and caught that small tree on the right. That was a rope too.
You could hear some early claps from the gallery too. They liked it. Just unfortunately caught some low-hanging branches.
She's just trying to pitch up to the gap. Oh, and I'm going to have to eat my words. She is definitely trying to penetrate this gap. Look at that shot, Zoe.
Wow, up and over. Placed right in the center there of the fairway. Great shot.
That needs to push and rides the branch out and back into the open. It's a significant difference. I mean, if you're behind that wall, there's almost nothing. You can see Camilla has just enough space.
Trying to throw that line. And she does get a great shot within the bullseye of the basket. And Rachel just looking for some placement here under the pin. You can see that low hanging ceiling forcing her to keep it just a foot off the ground, and it's a great shot. A well-played hole here for Heidi. That second shot was just phenomenal. No, just a chain out right there for Camilla. She looks to her card and receives confirmation, not for the tap in, but really just marking her shot.
It's a good par on 14.
Couple of pars here for our FPOs and a bogey for Camilla. And we will return with the coverage right after a word from our sponsors.
right, moving into hole 15, 118 meters. Pretty much dead straight open for the first 80 meters. And then look at this corridor right here. No room for error. Looks like we got a slight tail left or right here. Ooh, Rachel flipped that driver up.
And gets an incredible distance out of it.
Yeah, just middle of circle 2 there. That's a good move.
And this hole playing very fair, just .18 average over par.
Kick out.
Oh,
Ooh, it doesn't look good in there.
it's going to be a very obstructed lie for Heidi. Camilla just looking to place it in the fairway, and she does. Leaks off to the right-hand side, but she'll have an open shot.
Oh, well thrown. Riding that left side.
And look at this awkward stance, obstructed view, low sidearm out to the basket.
Yep.
Great shot. Opting for just a layup there. Smart choice for Rachel, and also is placed next to the basket. Camilla's got a little bit of a putt here for her par. Yes.
That was a sweet par save.
Solid. You can see the smile on her face. Very happy to make that. Pars around for our lead FPO card here on hole 15. And we are coming into hole 16, the second most difficult course on the hole. It's a par 4, 180 meters. You can see you've got to get out that initial gap, and then we've got a pretty wide open, big distance field covering quite a bit of ground before we approach the green. It is wide open, just wind is a factor. Again, this hole is playing a stroke and a half over par right now. Second most difficult on the entire course.
Yeah, it's really important to get out of the gap. It's trouble if you don't hit this gap, and you can see we're flying back through it. You don't see that very often. The reverse drone. But we're flying back to the tee pad. Gap is only 3 or 4 meters across.
That was a pretty cool view.
I'm down with the reverse drone.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Rachel on top of the box here.
Oh. Okay, she hit the last guardian, but she's out of the gap. You can see the gap's got a ceiling too, Zoe.
It's a very small window to hit. Blocked on all sides. Low ceiling at that. Difficult, as you can see. All three of our competitors have found that guardian tree. Camilla still trying to get out the gap here for her second shot.
At least they're having a good time.
Absolutely.
You don't have to have a bad time if you're over par, you know. You can still be having a good time.
Big wide open field shot here. Getting a good amount of distance up the fairway.
She can throw the disc, no doubt.
Rachel's lining up the backhand with a little bit of turnover.
Oh, she released that a little too much hyzer. She kind of wanted to hit it with some Annie. She covers ground, though, and she should have a relatively short approach.
That will leave her, I believe it's circle's edge or just outside of the circle for a putt. And similar result there for Heidi. An unobstructed approach. Finding herself just under the basket with not a lot of work left to do.
Oh,
Heidi's
gonna
not
lay that
messing
one up.
around. Yeah.
She didn't like that right to left wind. Don't believe Rachel's going to be laying this one up.
And Rachel carding the bogey there. Couple of tap-ins as well. And you can see that 16 is playing second most difficult for a reason.
All right, we're moving into hole 17, par 3, 94 meters, slightly downhill. You can choose to go over the top or try and hit that gap. Oh, another reverse drone.
I love this view. The basket looks pretty guarded actually by those branches hanging over it.
I believe Rachel's going to be taking this D1 over the top. Oh, well thrown and a good little roll. Look at this. So
the disc knows where
keep
it
rolling.
wants to be.
Keep rolling. Come on. Let's go.
Giving Rachel that putt. Awesome shot and kind of a fun result there in the end.
Let's go, Heidi. Flip. Flip. Oh, a gentle flip. Nearly pin high right there. Not bad.
Rolling to a flat stance, and I believe she'll have a look at the basket. Up and over the top for Camilla. Landing in a similar place as Rachel's initially did, but didn't get that fantastic roll. However, she can still see the basket. We'll see if she's got a stretch out putt. A solid bid there for Heidi. And it looks like Camilla can see the basket, is lining it up, giving it a chance.
Online.
Yep, coming up just short.
All right,
Easy
Rachel.
tap in.
Let's go. It's birdie time here on hole 17. 5-meter putt. Maybe 6.
Oh, no, heartbreaker.
God, I was really feeling that one. Little left side. Disappointing after such a good tee shot, but par plays.
Par plays.
Par plays out
You
here
said
at
it best.
Valbyparken. EPT. Shout
Inaugural
out to
event.
Rami Rint for the coverage. Disc Golf Stream. Cannot wait to see where the European Pro Tour takes things.
And right before we come to hole 18, a quick word from our sponsors. We'll be back for the conclusion. All right, we are back with our conclusion hole 18, the most difficult hole on the entire course. This one is a real beast, averaging 2.5 strokes over par. It's been the most difficult for both divisions on the weekend. This hole's got teeth, Nate. All kinds of placement. We've got gaps to get through, big open air. You can see from our flyover here, it is a journey to get to the basket.
It's a journey, Zoe, and it's hard to tell where the OB starts and stops, you know? And then even once you get to the green, you've got this little elevated basket, which makes it difficult.
Adds
And
that last flare.
And to top things off, look, you have to hit a gap to start.
No wonder it is playing the most difficult. Rachel out the gap, no
Little
problem.
Flip up, come on. Oh, nice dodge from our spectator there.
Clearly they weren't aware of the distance Rachel was able to achieve there. That was a great shot.
Keep flipping. Gets the green flag.
All right.
And we
She's
got
feeling
smiles.
it.
Come on. We like smiles. Got a little battle going on between Camilla and Heidi. She flips that one over. Is it going to ride it out, though?
Jeez.
Oh, and she almost
Dang.
cuts all that distance off, and she's going to have to be throwing 3 from pretty early. Yep.
That's too bad. Almost. And with an early OB on such a big hole, it's going to make this hole a lot longer. Choosing the standstill forehand.
Not covering too much ground on that one. Kind of little setup shot, perhaps. See if she gets a rip on this one. There's just so much out of bounds on this hole, Zoe.
It's a killer. Double out of bounds penalties there for Camilla.
Rachel putting another move on this one. All right. And that's the best we've seen after 2. see if Heidi can match. Little nose up, but that is covering ground.
And landing safely, which is key here on hole 18. Hoping to stay clean all the way, and she does.
We've got a couple chances for birdies, though. Heidi, less than 100 meters from the pin here.
And a good approach to the green, but still leaving her with a little bit of work to do. Unfortunate kick there. It looked like her disc turned over on her. She had quite a bit of power on that release. Looking like she wished she had thrown a forehand there instead. Now just looking to get under the basket.
Hit it. Ooh, nearly hits the box.
Well played.
Yep,
That'll
3 meter
give her a
putt.
putt. Yep. Same thing here. Camilla's just hoping to skip under the basket. Great shot.
Bink.
Hits the box. Not a lot of work left for Camilla here. And just laying it up for the putt. Looking to finish out her second round. Heidi. That noise that no disc golfer wants to hear.
On a little roll too. Leaves herself a similar distance putt.
Oh no. And just wanting to close out on hole 18. Heidi's got to take a moment, gather herself, and this will be her third putting attempt. Really wants to gain composure, gain the confidence, and finish this hole out. No. Chaining out right. Getting to take a break, and now it's Rachel's turn to try to finish out this second round, and she does.
Par.
With a solid par.
That's a great score on 18, so.
You can see having to make a little jump attempt to get her disc out there. Rachel is very happy to card the par. Triple bogey carded there for Camilla with those 2 OB strokes, and the same triple bogey for Heidi. Rachel coming up quite a bit on her card there.
Yeah, she's got 10 over Camilla, 12 over Heidi. I'd like to thank you guys who are still with us, checking out this FPO coverage of the 2022 Copenhagen Open. We're going to take a look at the scores here. And just 4 birdies carded on the day. Rachel shoots the hot round at 5 over.
Again, she's got a commanding lead going into round 3 of our inaugural European Pro Tour. It's a good feeling to have that much padding.
You guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the Disc Golf stream. Check out Perks of Disc Golf on Instagram and YouTube. And Zoe, where are you at?
Check us out on You Play Disc Golf for all of the educational updates from You Play and at Zoe Andyke.
We'll see you guys for the final round.